Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ultradimensional podcast. This is episode 6 and Ciara is with me again.
Hello.
So we're going to get right into it. Have you had a kundalini awakening and have you opened your third eye?
Yes. I go through kundalini awakenings like almost, I want to say every couple months. I don't know about my third eye being open though. I feel like it is. I feel like it is. I don't tune into it a lot.
I wonder if that's what my throbbing on my forehead is. Maybe something related to that? I don't know.
I think so.
What is the best and the worst things that you have experienced in either astral projecting or your dreams? Well, it's basically like one and the same, but like the best and the worst things.
Best and the worst things?
That's kind of an on-the-spot question.
Yeah, right. I can't remember having a really good dream, except for this one time that I think I saw Sirius B. Remember I was telling you about that?
Like, as a hologram or how?
It looked like, I mean, we don't know what Sirius B like really looks like, but it would, from how people talk about it and stuff, I think it was Sirius B, and it felt like home, pretty much. I felt safe, and I knew where I was, and yeah.
What about your worst one? Would you say it's like the headband?
Yeah.
But that was like reality. That wasn't even like a dream.
I know.
So that won't even count.
Yeah.
Because that was like physical.
I don't
reality.
really dream often. And if I do, I obviously always remember them.
Do you write them down?
Except for ones that I know that are dreams, and then it's just like completely done.
Yeah. Do you write them down though, or no? Or do you just remember all of them?
I write them down in my notes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I do the same thing too, and I think it helps me remember them much faster. I mean, much easier later, like more dreams. Do you think in our lifetime the Essassani human and gray hybrids will walk amongst us openly? Well, like being known, like, you know what I mean?
No.
She said no.
The answer is just no.
Not in our lifetime?
No, maybe in like...
Even if we live to be 100?
Okay, maybe. No. Maybe.
I don't know what can happen in the next 80 years.
Yeah. I can't really imagine what would happen in like 80 years. But...
Or how advanced or destructing we'd be.
I
don't know.
People like...
I think there's a chance that could happen.
People back in like the 70s thought people in 2020 would be flying in the sky.
You're right. But also don't forget there's a lot of technology that is out there that we don't know exists. That already does exist.
I think
but
it
it's
does
just not
exist.
public.
It's just, yeah, it's not public. And then I think it's hidden in like plain sight, like with our phone and stuff.
Yeah. That's the best place to hide things, in plain sight. Oh, here's another one about black holes. What if black holes were just entrances to another universe and white holes were the entrance to ours? What do you think?
I think that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't think if it's white or black, like the hole, it doesn't matter.
Well, because black holes suck things in and white holes suck things out.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Or like shoot things out.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. I think they confuse them with like wormholes sometimes. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Can a twin flame connection be all in my head? I feel a strong connection, but they don't seem to feel anything. This is another Quora question, so I didn't actually ask this. So can a twin flame connection just be in my head? I feel a strong connection, but they don't seem to feel anything.
We've all had someone who we thought were our twin flames. Yeah, it could be all in your head, to be honest. I don't think you would know the difference between like a soulmate, someone from like a past life. Like you can never really know the difference. All you know is like the connection. I would just, obviously if it's toxic, don't like pursue that. I think a lot of people nowadays are making
assumptions
and making assumptions that like because it's toxic to a certain extent it's meant to be your twin flame, but your twin flame is not supposed to be hurtful, I suppose. But I don't believe in twin flames anymore.
Oh. Whoops. Okay.
Yeah, after we talked about it, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah.
After we talked about it.
You told me about like what you think about like twin flames.
Oh. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it does, but now I'm kind of leaning more towards the side that it does exist. But then once again, like both can't exist at the same time.
Yes, they
at
can.
least I think so. That's one thing that the Conversations with God series taught me, that people need to stop thinking it's either this or that. Like it can't be both, but like it actually can be both. Like it makes little sense, but in the grand scheme of things, it kind of does make sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I think. Oh, sorry.
You can have a twin flame and like still not end up with them, I think. So yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you're meant to pursue it, then pursue it. And if you don't want to, then it's probably not meant to be for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there empty space outside of our universe? And then what is outside the universe? What do you think, at least? Is there empty space? And then what is outside the universe?
I thought the universe is ever expanding.
I thought so too.
So where is the edge?
Where is the edge?
Yeah.
I think when they say the edge, I think it means like
What's outside
the observable universe.
Mm.
So you don't know what's outside it?
I think it might be just another universe.
Or is there like it immediately merges with another one, or there's like space between it, or something between it?
Everything's happening all at once, though. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So things that are happening
Oh,
now.
I see what you mean. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Things that are happening now are happening right now, and where like time just doesn't exist. I think it all blurs into like one, and there's no like space.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Random question, but I heard recently that, what was it? It was like something about the oceans, how they could be, there's like portals in there to space, or like you can easily access space through the oceans somehow. Have you heard of that?
No.
But I hear about it. It might have been a TikTok, honestly, where someone said that, and I was like, it made me think. I don't know. Okay. So I think, I don't know. I have a feeling that there might be empty space outside the universe, but it's not empty to us.
Yeah.
I mean, it is empty to us, but it's not empty to other beings, if that makes sense. Just how like scientists can't see that there's life on other planets, but like there clearly is, but like in other states of consciousness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like for example, like the beings that live in Venus, obviously are
Hathors.
scientists. Yeah, or I don't know which other ones, but like how our scientists say that there's clearly nothing there, but there's a lot of beings that do live there. They're just not physical like we see physicality. And then as to what's outside the universe, I would say just more universes. Okay, why do we never remember or feel the moment when we fall asleep? I have no idea how to answer that.
the melatonin kicks in. Yeah, I don't really know why. Sometimes I do. I feel like I do. And then I wake myself back up.
I feel like that would be a good question to ask in a regression.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone's asked that yet. Because it's interesting, if you think about it, you have to pretend that you're falling asleep to fall asleep. Unless you're like super exhausted, then you just pass out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does it mean when I dream about a certain person constantly?
There's a link.
There's a link.
A connection.
But like, is that something that you made up in your head? Or is there actually one? I think that's where the distinction is hard to distinguish.
I think it's how the dream is.
Mm.
How you would feel in the dream. I guess you wouldn't really understand if like you're not a conscious dreamer.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know the real difference. But for me, I don't dream that often, so every time I do dream, I know it's like linked to something. And I used to dream about like my twin flame, quote unquote. And we dreamt about each other quite a bit. I used to dream about him like way before we met, like back in my youth. So I thought it was always made up, but I guess not.
The twin flame thing?
No, the whole like seeing people in your dream.
Oh yeah.
Like I never would have thought like there was an actual connection between it, but now that I know like what to look for.
I don't know, that randomly reminds me of when my friends tell me that I was in their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, really? Tell me about it. Because like, I don't remember dreaming them in the dream, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like one person that dreams it, not two.
Mm-hmm.
That they're dreaming about each other.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's so weird how it works.
I remember this one time I was, my friend, we don't speak anymore, but my friend, her father passed away, so she was really into like talking to him and saying that she saw him in his dreams a lot. And at the time we were in different time zones.
Mm-hmm.
And she went to go nap, and we were just briefly speaking. She went to go nap, and I was like at home doing my own thing, and she messages me later, and surprisingly she tells me about this dream that she had, and like the way she described it sounded like she was in my house. And she predicted like everything that I was wearing and like what my house looked like. And after that, I was pretty certain that she like actually projected towards me when she was sleeping. Cause like the way she just described it was perfect to a T. And she was saying that there was this entity that was very hateful in my household at the time I was living, and I thought it was made up in my head at the time, and I was like, oh.
That just like kind of confirmed it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
scary. Has a nightmare ever changed your life?
Yeah. For the most mundane things, yes. For like demons and everything else, no, not really.
Do we talk about it or do we skip it?
It's just about like normal
Okay.
normal stuff.
Okay, do you think time travel is dangerous?
Depends how you're doing it.
I guess it depends on your intention, right?
Yeah. Is time travel? Well, what if you were time traveling, you know, you'd fuck up the rest of the timeline.
Okay, so here's my thing with the whole paradox and like the grandfather paradox. I think when you time travel, you just basically create another timeline in itself.
Hey, did you see that a TikTok video.
Oh, what?
Of this guy. He's like traveling in 2027 and there's like no one around.
No.
No, you gotta see it.
Dolores Cannon also talks about some time travelers that were in her sessions.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah, you told me about him.
Oh, yeah.
Briefly.
And that they were like, that they basically can't be known that they even exist, or else it like messes up
The timeline.
the timeline. And I'm like, oh, well, too late. We all know about it now.
I mean, like, with our propaganda, like, nowadays, like, it's in our face.
I know.
They talk about the timeline all the time.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up the episode. Yeah, that's the end of episode 6.